No limits. And don't limit yourself, because if you limit yourself, eventually you're going to bring them limits. And it's not like the INFJ is going to complain. It's just, if you want to have the absolute best possible relationship where you can absolutely show the most love to your INFJ, you need to indulge their deadly sin of lust. You need to indulge their need for no limits. It's a need. No limits is a need, and you as their partner need to be there to meet that need. I can't stress this enough. This is probably the most important rule out of this list, because a lot of people just don't understand the significance. It's not enough to just let INFJs do whatever they want, because they'll freak out. It's more of you as their lover need to facilitate the opportunity for a no limits relationship, especially in the bedroom, okay? Because if you're not going to give that to INFJ, it's really going to, they're never really going to feel satisfied in their relationship with you. And their deadly sin of lust is just going to get out of control. The second rule is provide acceptance to your INFJ, but not just any kind of acceptance. It's like reasonable acceptance. I don't know how to explain or label it properly, but let me explain. Don't compliment an INFJ. Don't do it. Do not compliment them. Unless, of course, you can provide a specific example as to why you're complimenting them or labeling them nice XYZ thing. If you could do that, then compliment away. Problem is that INFJs almost always by default assume you're trying to take advantage of them or you're trying to manipulate them when you compliment them. Oh God, INFJs also fall in love so quickly. They fall in love the fastest of all of the types. Oh, because don't forget that NI Hero just wants everything. They just already behave in this no limits behavior, especially that deadly sin of lust, and that's why they end up just having sexual relations with so many people in their life. Okay, male, female, doesn't matter. They all want to be challenged. They all want challenge. They want to be challenged. So, challenge them. Always listen to the TI child, even if you disagree with it, but make sure you challenge their thinking if you do disagree with it. Never just let them talk and be like, yeah, okay, but then not off. But with TI child, the rule 3 is for TI child, what to do for TI child is always listen and actively listen. It has to be active listening. Always actively listen to your INFJ, even if you believe they're wrong. Don't shut down their child. Don't ever dismiss them. Never dismiss an INFJ. Never dismiss them. Dismissing them is like, not only will they think that you're being disloyal, but they'll also be like, well, what the hell am I here even contributing to you or helping you for? They actually expect you to reject them. Because they already know they're not perfect, even though they're trying to be perfect. But deep down they know, because they have FI critic. So they kind of expect there to be some rejection within their relationship anyway, because their ESTP subconscious is just pragmatic about that fact. They know rejection will take place. How can you show love to that SE inferior? I've already mentioned it in this episode. What is it? It's consistency. Being consistent. Even to the point of potentially even being predictable. It's consistency. They need consistency. They need someone around them that is like a rock. Someone who is immovable. They need the immovable object because they feel like the unstoppable force, even though the unstoppable force is more likely an NI parent, not necessarily an NI hero. But they need the immovable object. They need someone who is consistent. Consistent about them. What they really need, folks, is loyalty. Why? Think about it. If you have the lust, deadly sin, and you have the greatest potential of the 16 types to have the highest body count, the highest number of sexual partners out of all of the 16 types, out of all of the human race, don't you think that that person, because of how naturally disloyal they are, that in their partner, that they're in a sexual relationship, that their partner who is their significant other, their lover, don't you think that they would want consistency? Don't you think that they would want loyalty more than anything? Right? It's all. But to an INFJ, rejection absolutely hurts, and they are afraid of rejection. Yes. And they have performance anxiety like INTJs do. Yes. But the difference is that an INFJ accepts rejection as a part of life, and I've always respected them for that. See, to know that whenever they call you, that you're going to be there, to know that whenever they wake up, you're going to be there, to know that you're just going to be there for them. They just need someone to be there for them. It's all they've ever wanted. It's really all they've ever wanted is someone to be there for them, because they have so many partners. They've been with so many people, but which of those people are still with them today? Which of those people still call them? Which of those people still write them? Which of those people still make them a priority? Which of those people stick around? That is the source of their greatest pain. It's so funny. This is one of their hypocrisies. They expect everyone else to be consistent and to stick around even though they themselves don't. And they don't, because they just don't feel they're worth it. They don't feel like they deserve it. If you actually want something, just tell them what it is. It's kind of like sharing. So share with them. Share with them like what you hope for. Also, share with them what you despair over. It's kind of more of like more sharing, because the more you share with them, the less paranoid they get. The more it proves to them that you are sticking around. So it's make sure that you tell them what you want. Make sure you tell them what you're hoping for. Make sure you tell them like where you see yourself with them in the future. Talk about a future that includes them. That is rule number 5. Rule number 6, like their FI critic. You know, they oftentimes will downplay themselves. They will oftentimes self-deprecate. Don't enable the self-deprecation at all. Never enable an INFJ's self-deprecation, ever. Instead, show them gratitude. Show them that you appreciate them and why, so that they stop self-deprecating. Be that person that remembers why they are valuable to you, and then share that with them so that they stop valuing themselves less. Out of all the 16 types, there is no one so much more easily manipulated, controlled, mind controlled, encouraged, or what have you, or influenced. INFJs are so easy to influence. Out of all the 16 types, you have to protect them from influence, external influence. And the only person that should be influencing them is you. Rule 7. You have to make sure you are protecting your INFJ from stupid people, corrupt people, bad people. You yourself need to become your INFJ's filter and filter out people, filter out articles, filter out media, filter out books, filter out podcasts, filter out the television. Turn the television off. Get that influence away from them. Replace it with healthy influences. Rule number 7, manage their influences. What is influencing them? And be the number one source of influence on them in their life. Ever. They're so easily sold. They're so easily influenced. So instead, while you're getting rid of the influence and observing Rule 7, Rule 8 is push them in the right direction. make sure that they're putting in an effort. And here's the thing. You want to encourage, you want to know what pushes an INFJ more than anyone? You want to be able to push an INFJ to the brink without their SI demon coming out and burning themselves to the ground? By pushing yourself. By you making sure that you're putting in the most effort. Because by you putting in more and more effort in your life, they will be encouraged to mirror you, and then they will start putting in effort too. You expect maximum effort. Allow you to push them unless they see that you are pushing yourself first. That's the point.